Hi, this is Ron reporting at a historic event for Canada, staging here in Edgar Industrial Park in northern part of Red Deer. And we're going to find out more what's going on here. They're going to be leaving at 8 o'clock. Right now it's around 7:30, 7:40. It's minus 27 out. And here we have CBC reporting on the scene. And this is the beginning of the trucks right here. They're going all the way over to Ottawa to protest all the things that have been going wrong in our country. There's a white Dodge pickup parked right there with that all little flag hanging on the back. Right here. Okay, you're driving this lead truck here. I love the fact that you put this on your truck. So obviously you've got a vested interest in what's going on here, and why are you going to Ottawa?
Just to bring Canada together and to get the message across that all of us Albertans, we're looking to get back to work. It's been months and months, actually years of us losing jobs and things like that, and we're really wanting to get the oil and gas industry back on the map, along with everything else that we're fighting for here. Our government's not listening to us, so we're going to come there and create a rally, make some noise.
And so do you expect anything to happen out of the Trudeau government and what this rally is going to be?
We hope that we get our message across. We hope that they actually listen to us and see what us Canadians are wanting and Albertans. You know, we need to get our resources. We need to get our resources out there. So we're wheels up. Have a good one.
All right.
Valentine's Day.
Thank you for standing up for Canada.
Thank you.
Pictures in my hand.
Thank you. I'm independent media. Do you mind if I...
No, go for it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, so why are you involved in this rally over to Ottawa? Are you driving all the way to Ottawa?
We're doing the first leg.
Are you? Very good. And so...
We're doing it for our kids' future, Alberta's future, Canada's future.
And why would it involve their future? In what way?
Well, the debt, somebody has to pay that. That's going to be our kids.
Do you know how much the average debt is for a family of four? Like it's almost $700 billion that the Conservatives and the Liberals have built up over the last 50 years. They've been irresponsible and beyond actually treasonous in the way they've spent our money. $25 billion is spent just on interest payments.
Yeah.
So okay, so it's the debt. We got to deal with the debt. What else?
We have to deal with the UN migration pact.
And what's your grievance with that?
The huge drain on our social system.
Right.
We have problems right now. We need to get out of debt and worry about that before we bring more debt on. Not just that, these immigrants, they need to be vetted. We need to know who's coming in our country. That's a thing.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think about the portrayal of the Yellow Vest movement in Canada as being like far right, like neo-Nazi type white supremacists?
I can answer that. I think what's happened with our society is that we've gone so far left that a conservative viewpoint
are too far right.
Are too far right, even though we're more liberal now than ever was before.
Right.
So we're not Nazis. We have a legal immigrant in the car with us right now.
So what are you hoping for this rally to produce? Awareness? Do you expect it to change the Liberal government's mind on anything?
No, I don't think it's going to change the Liberal government, but we have a right to vote.
Right.
Hopefully it's going to help change society's mindset on what's happening in our country.
So you're hoping that we can actually raise awareness across Canada, which it will be, because I've been talking with Glenn, the organizer, and he's just inundated with media from all over Canada.
Right. Absolutely.
So what do you expect to happen as far as the election goes? What's going to be the solution for Canada as far as voting in a new government?
Everybody's got to get out and vote.
For who?
Well, I'm not going to say what somebody should vote for. That's somebody's personal opinion.
Okay.
However, but we do know what's happening right now with the current government that we have. So if you continue to vote for that way,
right,
you're going to see more of what's happening to get worse.
Okay, real quick here, there's, you guys know about the People's Party of Canada?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, with Maxime Bernier? Yeah. He'll be speaking on the 19th. Okay. But anyhow, he's the only politician who actually says in the Constitution there is a clause there that allows the federal government to build a pipeline across Canada. Now, the Harper government with the Conservatives or the Liberals have not done anything along those lines. Right? And so that can be done. So peoplespartyofcanada.ca, go check it out.
Okay.
And it's a revolution, just like this is.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I like it. So why are you going to Ottawa?
We want to lend our support. Our country's in the hands of a government that doesn't care about its people.
And that's your main grievance?
The main grievance, yeah. And everything trickles down from that. They don't do what the people want.
And what kind of points are you worried about?
Mainly, we're in Alberta, we want pipelines.
Okay, now there's a clause in the Constitution that actually allows the federal government to build a pipeline throughout Canada, and it hasn't been done with the Stephen Harper government, the Conservatives, or with Trudeau.
Yeah, the list goes on why they find reasons to not build pipelines. So we're trying to.
So what do you think about not having a pipeline going across Canada for national security, and Eastern Canada is getting their oil by tanker halfway around the world from Saudi Arabia?
Some of it from Saudi Arabia, mostly coming from the U.S. But yeah, we don't want any foreign oil.
Right.
We have enough oil. We should be able to have Energy East built, and we can supply all the East Coast.
And what about the immigration that's going on with they signed on to the UN Compact on Global Migration?
We are for immigration that Canada can sustain. Economically, we can't afford to have the kind of immigration that the UN wants to dictate to us. So we're looking for immigration that we can afford as a country. We have a lot of our own problems.
Right, yeah.
We can put money towards homeless, Indian reserves, the list goes on, veterans, seniors.
So what do you think about the portrayal of the United Yellow Vest movement in Canada as being like far-right, neo-Nazi type thing?
False. It's the media portraying us that way. They want to create their narrative. I would say mainly because one of the things we're against is corrupted media owned and paid for by the government. And so you can put two and two together why they want to cover us.
So are you white supremacists, you guys? You're just
immigrants.
You're immigrants and you're average Canadians. Well, thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm an independent journalist. You want to speak to Canada?
You bet, buddy.
So why are you going to Ottawa?
I've got a folder that my grandmother wrote out when they came to Canada in 1930 from Europe. They had to have $2,000 to put in a bank account. In those days, that was a ton of money.
Oh, yeah.
And it couldn't be used for anything other than buying farm equipment and supplies for their homestead, which they were coming here to do. And they never expected anything from this country, and the country made sure you had that money so you weren't a burden to society.
Is that right?
That's my main point of going to Ottawa.
And that's the issue of the open borders.
Open borders. I'm totally for immigration. I'm part of that whole system. Like I was born in Canada,
right,
but it was because of what my grandparents went through.
Exactly.
And they built this country from the ground up back then too.
So you know about the open border there at Roxham Road in Quebec?
Oh, it disgusts me.
40,000 people pouring over there,
yeah,
and Trudeau inviting everyone over.
Yeah.
And the global pact on migration, have you known about that?
Oh, I've been following it all, and the whole thing is just disgusting.
Exactly, yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, Trudeau is a traitor to this country, and he's proven it over and over and over.
Well, it's not just Trudeau. What about his whole cabinet?
The only one that was worth their spit resigned. I have lots of respect for that lady.
Yeah, what about BC69? That's the one where the intersection, they have to do a new study now for the intersection of gender and sex whenever you do a pipeline.
That is the stupidest thing I ever heard of in my life. What's that got to do with work and pipelines?
Yeah,
nothing.
What about Agenda 2030 that Stephen Harper had signed on to?
Hey, Stephen Harper, Justin Trudeau, out of the same dish, only Harper was going slower to try and get people used to it. That's my opinion. The only one that I think is worth their spit in any politics that I've seen in my life is Maxime Bernier.
The PPC.
When he came on board, I've never been a part of any political organization in my life. I signed up right away. I'm one of the founding members, and I just hope that social media brings them right in. They said Trump would never be the president, and guess what?
That's right.
And they're saying the same things about Max, and look what he's done so far.
Well, I'll give you a little hint here. I'm a founding member as well, and I've never been politically motivated ever in my life until now. And I've been working hard at getting Maxime Bernier to speak at the rally. He'll be speaking on the 19th. Go Canada!
Make your fake news!
Well, there you have it. Their convoy's on its way now. Ottawa, you better get ready, because it's going to be a national event, something that's going to go down in the history books. And you can see that it's a cross-section of all kinds of Canadians there. You have immigrants and you have just normal everyday Canadians who are involved in this United We Roll effort, and they just want to have their voices heard because the government is simply not listening in Ottawa. It hasn't listened for a long time, quite frankly. So now is the time to elect a new, thriving, exciting new government. We're looking at the People's Party of Canada to actually fix things. And if you love Canada and you understand what has gone on for the last 50 years in Canada with our federal governments, there is simply no other choice but to join and align and fully back and make it a reality to have a People's Party of Canada majority this election. And get out there on your social media and let everyone know about it, because we have one chance here. If Trudeau gets back in, we can kiss Canada goodbye.